Hello, everyone, and welcome to Spotlight in Business by GTApreneurs. I'm your host, Tammy Defoe, CEO, founder, business coach, and public speaking instructor at GTApreneurs. I have the pleasure of introducing to you today, Mitzy Dadoun. She's the president of MD Digital Marketing Agency, also known as the LinkedIn Queen. Welcome to the show, Mitzy. How are you today?
I'm great, thanks, Tammy. Thanks so much for interviewing me today.
Absolutely. I'm so grateful to have you here, right, in that. And I've known you for almost a year, I think now, right? And I'm so impressed with all of the different things you do, right? So can you tell people more about yourself and your background?
Sure. So I started my digital marketing agency, well, really because I just have a passion for marketing. I've been a real estate broker for many years, but I always loved the marketing side of things. And people kept asking me for help with LinkedIn and with, logo design and their websites and things, and it just kind of evolved that the digital marketing agency, it was meant to be boring. And of course, with COVID, having the ability to work and be anywhere and everywhere made sense. So hence the marketing agency.
Excellent, right? Yeah, and I know you've been a guest speaker at one of our past events, and you gave us lots of great tips on LinkedIn. And it's important when people do their LinkedIn profile, right, that they have a really good understanding of their target market and lots of things. And can you tell people more about what your background? I know you're a little bit modest here, right? But you've accomplished so much in your lifetime. So just so we can see, why you're so good at this, the LinkedIn, right? Can you tell us about all the different experiences?
I bring in a lot of background. So I had background in finance, real estate, insurance, and I've done a ton of marketing courses. Studied from GTApreneurs and Dan Kennedy and some of the greats. So, it's really sort of been that kind of putting it all together. And I've been using LinkedIn to build my business now, really since LinkedIn started. So, reaching out and connecting with people and using Facebook and LinkedIn and posting often and kind of building out that reputation and, just getting known and getting connected with people. A lot of it is self-taught. A lot of it is multiple different courses that I've taken with other experts, and I've built a huge team with me as well that helps. I keep disappearing here. With a huge team that helps me build the, all of the profiles and does the social posting and does the press releases and media campaigns for clients.
Well, exactly, right. You're more than just about LinkedIn, right?
Oh,
and then exactly, right. And I know that you do the LinkedIn profile makeover for people, right? And what are the other services with LinkedIn that you help people with?
So we also teach people how to use LinkedIn. So, a lot of people are on LinkedIn, but they're not really monetizing LinkedIn. So we have a course that we teach people really, how it is to use LinkedIn so that you can monetize and help build your business, how to set your profile up so you're attracting your ideal client, how to reach out to people so that you are somebody who's welcomed and not pesky, right? Because that's one of the things you all get, these like spammy messages, and that's, you do not want to be doing that. You do not want to be doing the whole spammy message thing, but you do want to be connecting out and reaching to people, and you have to take it offline to build your business. So we teach people the do's and don'ts of building on LinkedIn, and then also we take them and teach them how to, now that they have their great LinkedIn profile, what else can you be doing to be generating business? And that's where the other things like the posting regularly on the different outlets, creating VIP texting programs so that you can be keeping in touch with your very best clients and let them know when there's specials that are coming on. Because one of the big things is a lot of people rely on just Facebook and LinkedIn, but those platforms are owned by someone else. So it's really important that you create your own database and that you can be reaching out to your own clients and providing them with, promotions and opportunities and reaching out to them. And that's where our VIP texting program comes in, and why you want to be doing these other things as well.
Yeah. And a lot of people, they know they should be doing social media, right? But it's one of these things where, oh my gosh, there's not enough hours in the day, right?
Absolutely. That's one of the biggest things, is everybody knows they should be doing it. So we take it off your hands. It's set it and forget it for you. We take the regular posting off and do it for you once or twice a day, depending on what kind of a program that you want. And the type of business. Some businesses once a day is sufficient. Some businesses twice a day is better. And then you can obviously enhance onto your profile, but we take the heavy lifting off of it for you, and we do the regular posting so that you are staying top of mind with people, creating that engagement, and also the algorithms like it if you're on there and you're posting regularly. So that's a huge aspect. If you're not doing that, then you're missing being, set up to your ideal clients, and that's a huge thing.
Well, exactly, right. And I mean, most of us have gone on LinkedIn before, and maybe we're searching for a certain profession. And then you've got the list of people who come up. Well, if you're not coming up on the first page or whatever, right, then, you don't exist, right? So, exactly. I mean, some people might go to the second page, but by the third page, forget it, So how do you get yourself higher, right? So then, you help people with that. And like you said, take it off your hands. I mean, some people, they're just like, oh my God, I don't even want to learn the platform and stuff like that, right? But if you're an entrepreneur, LinkedIn's somewhere that you need to be.
Absolutely. LinkedIn is the platform to be for business to business. Facebook is great, but really for business to business, LinkedIn is where you want to be. And like everything, they have things that they like. Their algorithms, they want usage every single day. So by us posting for you every single day, you are in effect being on LinkedIn every day, even if you aren't. We create that effect for you.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So, that LinkedIn sees, oh, this person's posting every day, but you don't actually have to do it. Give it to someone like yourself to do it for them. And also too, make sure that profile stands out, Yeah. Like there's thousands of every different type of profession out there. Right. So like, why should people look at yours? And when they look at yours, look at someone else's, and they want to say, well, who do I want to connect with? You want to be the person that they say, yes, they want to connect with that person. There's only so many hours in a day. You can't talk with everybody all the time. Right. So,
Absolutely. You have to stand out from the crowd.
You have to stand out from the crowd. Exactly. Right. Now tell us about the other part of your business, this press releases. What's that all about?
So with the press releases, what we do is we create about 300 press releases for you. It gets picked up by about 300 different media outlets. We write the press release for you. So anything you want to be announcing in your business, we create backlinks from those high-end media sites to your website, to your LinkedIn, to a landing page, depending on what you're wanting to be having going on. And we create a slide share, which goes and is shared on LinkedIn, and a podcast. So what that's doing is, when you have those many digital assets being created with each campaign, it's giving you credibility. And with our premium campaigns, we'll guarantee that your article will be either on Yahoo Finance, NASDAQ, or Reuters, depending on what your business is. So, if you have an article in Yahoo Finance that links back to your website, that's huge, because the amount of visitors go to Yahoo Finance, it's in the millions, right? It's credibility. So what we typically do for a business is we'll run at least a 6-month campaign, because you really need something like that to get traction, where we're doing two press releases a month, and then they may switch down to going once a month. If a business is really just in their launch phase and they really want to go out there, we can do as many as 4 press releases a month. I find most clients 2 press releases a month, and I find very often they just continue doing that straight through with their business, because it helps get them into the Google, into the front pages. It helps you show up better in searches when someone just Googles your name or that occupation. It gives you that credibility. It helps you with your LinkedIn as well. So it's really one of the most powerful things that somebody can do for their business is utilizing the press releases. It's one of those overlooked and underused and super powerful things that people can be doing to build their business.
Exactly, right. And I'm looking forward to becoming your client, actually, right? So people haven't seen it yet, but I'll be taking advantage. Yeah, Mitzy's press release campaign. So I'll be able to give you personal feedback about that, but really excited to have connected with you and to even be involved with that, right? Like that's something that we don't hear too much about that people doing. So if it's something people haven't thought about before, you never even knew about, reach out to Mitzy, because this is something that can really, really take your business to the next level.
It really helps you get known as a go-to expert. A lot of people, write a book. Well, getting in the press and getting in those kind of media outlets is as powerful or even more powerful because you can really target it as well.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, 300 different publications that would pick up, the story about you, and it's linked to your website. I mean, wow, that's amazing. Yeah. Talk about exposure, right?
Absolutely.
Exactly. Perfect. Good. And so what are the different types of clients that you help? And what's a typical, yeah. And what are some successes you've had with some of your clients?
So a typical client for me is a business owner, an entrepreneur. It's somebody who really wants to be, known as the go-to expert. Those are, quite often our clients. We have a lot of dentists, chiropractors, speakers, a lot of, even like roofing companies. Really, as I say, any kind of business that wants to be known as that go-to expert. But certainly for the media campaigns and the LinkedIn, the texting program where we create that VIP texting for clients, that works really well for businesses that want people coming back on a recurring basis. So for example, a florist, we set up where they get all their clients to register for their VIP program. And then, for example, Father's Day, which just passed, if it's coming up, 2 weeks in advance, they may say, okay, here's a reminder, Father's Day is coming up. There's 10% off if you order now. And they can have it set up where their spouses, they registered their spouse's birthday. So now they get a reminder, oh, hey, don't forget your spouse's birthday is coming up, or Valentine's Day, or what have you. It's great for restaurants. They can have a weekly promotion. Massage therapists or chiropractors, they might find they're super busy on the weekends, but they're really slow on Mondays or Tuesdays. So we can create a special promotion on Mondays and Tuesdays to now get people coming in on the day of the week that they wouldn't come in. And, that's starting to bring in more revenue. What all of our services are designed to do is to help people get more clients, get more business from their existing clients, and get their existing clients buying more often, right? Because all those are things that you can do to really improve your revenue. But you have to be staying top of mind, and you have to, stand out from the crowd. So all of the different services that we offer at MD Digital are integrated and designed to help businesses. To help businesses, get more business from their existing clients, and to get their existing clients to be referring them other clients, because it's like, this company treats me so well, you want to be doing business with them too.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And even McDonald's, they pay for advertising all the time, right? They still send flyers in the mail. We think, oh, McDonald's has got lots of money. Everybody knows McDonald's, but still, they still want to remind you about them, right? Here's some coupons. Here's our app, things like that. So it is something where, the people who you want to reach out to, they do need to be reminded. But first of all, a lot of entrepreneurs, they need to just at least be made aware of you at first. Especially if you're maybe if you're a little bit smaller of a company, right? And then maybe, you're not well known enough in general. So you have to at least start that process of getting some massive exposure, and then doing like, okay, let's keep reminding them who you are, right? Right. And it can happen overnight, really. Like I know that, I don't know what brand it is, but like it was 10 years ago, 15 years, maybe something, and they came up with some brand new food. Like it was a food company that was a certain brand, and like they had like put out 20 products for that brand. All of a sudden, the store, all at one time, you saw all these products by this new brand, right? It was a huge campaign at one time, right? And the thing is that for each person, when we're trying to, meet with people, right, and service our clients and stuff like that, right, to do all this other stuff, first of all, it would really be impossible because we don't have the connections that you do in terms of the press release, right? But I mean, to have the biggest impact for the marketing, that is just so much for, even this, medium, large size company, right? It is something that's a kind of a whole job in itself. So, so it's good that you're able to offer these services and just, let people know how they can help their business.
And that's one of the biggest things is, as you say, it's your database that really helps drive your business. And a lot of businesses, they don't have a database. A lot of restaurants, they don't really know who comes into their restaurant regularly. They're not reaching out to them and keeping in touch with them and bringing them back. And you made a really good point. McDonald's, they offer, a different promotion every day to kind of get you to come back, because, you could go to Burger King or Wendy's or Harvey's. I'm kind of thinking ones that are kind of similar to a McDonald's thing. But maybe if you have that coupon, you might say, oh, well, I'm going to go to McDonald's versus Harvey's. the same reason why Harvey sends out coupons, hoping that you'll say, hey, I got a Harvey's coupons, let's go there instead, right? It's, you know, everybody is, especially nowadays, right, watching their budget, and you want to build that. The nice thing about the platforms that we use is it's digital. So everybody has their phone, and we provide them they register, it's a text message they get. The coupon is on the phone. They're not going to lose it. They're going to have it with them when they go into the restaurant, and people really like that aspect of it too. So, and it's very easy for the business. And now it allows the business, as I say, to be building their database, because it's really important to, that's how you really increase your revenue, is by getting your existing clients to be spending some more money with you, coming back more often, and bringing you other clients. Right? So if I get you to sign up for my VIP program and you're loving getting all these discounts, you might mention to your friend, oh my God, you should sign up for, this program too. All you have to do is give me your name and email, and you start to get all these discounts. Well, now you've got a new customer, right? So like that's huge. And people like to talk about things like that.
Exactly. Yeah, that's excellent. And can you tell us about some recent clients that you've helped, and, how did that go? What type of business were they? And, what was the outcome?
Yeah. So for the LinkedIn profile, we just recently worked with an artist. So she, really wasn't on LinkedIn. We're starting to help her get known as the go-to expert, and to reach out and connect with, CEOs and people who can make decisions on buying big, expensive art pieces, right? So, being very targeted. We're setting up a very targeted campaign. For the texting platform, we just recently set it up for a florist and also for a chiropractor. And again, it's, any business really, what we do is we do a strategy session. So I sit down with somebody and I spend a half an hour with them, and I, ask them a lot of questions and find out about their business and what it is that they're trying to do, and who's their ideal client, and who do they like working with. And then from that information, we put together a customized program of recommendations of things that they can do to help grow their business. So part of it is what kind of a budget that they have to work with, of course, right? And part of it is, what it is that they're trying to achieve. So, I mean, we can get you started with some social postings, for $297 a month. We can, press releases and media campaigns, you're starting at about $1,000 a month. A LinkedIn profile makeover, we can do your profile makeover for $500, which is your banner and your about section and your wording. So, that really gets you started. And then there's a whole gambit in between there of all of the different things, and we do packages, of course, right? So if somebody, really wants to sort of put it together, we'll put together a very customized package of bundling those services together that will help that business. Because not every service is right for every business. A lot of people probably don't go that often as much to LinkedIn to look for a chiropractor, maybe, but they definitely, search them on the web and Google them, and definitely having that VIP texting program would be a huge benefit for them. They're definitely going to be searching on Google reviews and looking to see what they're like. So we help with your Google reviews and your reputation management. We have a program to monitor that your reviews and make sure that bad reviews don't get posted. So give you a chance to respond to them first. So we set you up with our program so that you can respond to them and be monitoring those reviews. And you can monitor your competition and see what's going on with them as well. So there's a wide variety of services, everything. I mean, our digital marketing, we can do something as simple as a logo, as advanced as a website, and really everything in between to try to help that business get more clients, get more revenue from your existing clients, and to be doing larger sales as well.
Yeah, that's really interesting, right? I never even knew that existed before with the whole reputation management thing. So to be able to get notified when someone's writing a Google review for you before it's posted.
Yeah,
right.
So you set it up so that your 5-star reviews automatically get posted, but your 1, 2, and 3 stars, and they get filtered and give you a chance to respond to them, so that those bad reviews don't get posted. You have a chance to respond to them, which is huge.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's definitely something people, I mean, obviously we want to make sure that everybody is providing the top quality service, right? But sometimes there's some people there who, just like to, like complain about a lot sort of thing, right? There's just some people who are just never going to be happy. And sometimes it may give you a low review that you don't deserve, right? So
And it gives you a chance to respond and to deal with it. And sometimes, a mistake was made and it gives you an opportunity to correct it.
Absolutely. Well, there you go. Exactly. Like, I mean, especially the bigger a company gets, right? And you have all kind of employees, so it's impossible to be, making sure every single person is doing the right thing. So it could be simple as just a mistake was made, right?
Yeah,
and
that actually brings up a really good thing too, is we have a texting widget, a texting and call widget that goes on your website and or your landing page. And what it does is when somebody lands on there, it pops up and it asks them if they would like to text with you or call you. So they put in their contact information. It immediately calls the business owner or their employees. It can call like 5 different people at the exact same time. And then you press 1 and it basically in effect calls back the person. So for the client who landed on your website, they're like, I'd like you to call me. And within like 15 seconds, they get a call. Well, that's huge because they're getting that instant response. The calls are also recorded, so you can monitor and see how your staff is handling the calls. And the texting, and this is really unique with our platform, there's an app for your phone and there's an interface for the website. The texting conversation can continue after they leave your website. With most of the texting apps that are out there, when they text you and they're on the website, that's fine. But as soon as they leave the website, conversation is done and over and they can't continue that. With our platform, you can continue that conversation, and that's huge. And we just had, for example, using the phone part of the call widget, a venue that does like a banquet call. They do weddings and bar mitzvahs and those sorts of things. So one of the calls when we were listening to the recordings was somebody, and it kind of went like this, that, the person entered the request for contact, it went to the office, they now had the widget installed on the website, which they didn't used to, the person calls them within 15 seconds, and the call goes something like this. Oh my God, I can't believe you called me back so quickly. I called you guys 3 times before, and no one returned my call. I was really sick, but I love your venue, and I really would like to have my wedding there, but this was my last call to you because no one has returned my call. But you called me back like right away. And they're like, oh yeah, I'm really sorry about any problems you had before, and how can I help you? And well, it was a 600-person wedding. That's a big event. Okay, the call widget on their website costs them $125 a month. That one call has paid for their call widget for like over 100 years, right? And what we also did is we listened to other calls, and what they realized is, they had 3 different staff that work at different times at this particular venue. And one person, when they were calling people, it was like, hi, you called, can I give you help? You wanted some information. And one was like, oh, hi, it's so-and-so calling from, thank you so much for for asking for information. How can I help you? And right, their interaction and the way they were reaching out to a prospective buyer was night and day. And the business owner was then able to help and coach their staff so that the one that was not responding as well knew what to do. And that is one of the biggest things we see on a regular basis, is that aspect of it is we've had, dentist's office, chiropractor's offices, restaurants, where when they listen to the calls and they see how their staff is handling things, realize that some of their staff, part of the reason they're not converting from their website is because some of the staff is just not doing a good job, right? So that's a huge thing that comes from having that on there. You don't know the clients you're missing, right? And that helps you find those types of things.
Exactly, right. And so, and employees can make or break a company, right? They really can. So to be able to know what they're doing, like I know, for example, I just incorporated my business, a few months ago, right? And I looked online for these different types of companies that do incorporation, right? And there was 3 that the government of Ontario gives as suggestions. And so I call the first one, it rang to voicemail. Call the second one, rang to voicemail. Call the third one, and she wasn't really helpful. She was just kind of like, even sort of annoyed, I think, right, that I was asking questions and stuff like that, right? And she's like, well, we're not lawyers, you know. And I'm just like, okay, well, I'm not going with your company, right? I mean, you know, like how she had the opportunity, she had me on the phone,
That's
right?
right.
And
Getting that conversation is huge.
right,
She blew it.
right, she blew it, right? You know, so it is so important. So I don't know, I hope these people get something like your service at some point in time, because they need to make sure that, you know, the people out there, you know, are going to be doing a good job. I mean, you know, everyone spends a lot of time doing SEO, getting your website higher and stuff like that, right? Getting people to your website. But then if you're not able to, you know, convert them properly, then that's an issue.
And it's the same thing when people go to your website, your landing page, or when they go to LinkedIn. In order to really turn them into a client, you have to take the conversation offline and actually have that phone conversation, that in-person meeting or a Zoom meeting. And that's one of the big things that people don't realize. You know, somebody goes, for example, and they're wanting to find whatever, a florist, a dentist, a chiropractor, a roofer. They're not just looking at your company. They're going to look at 5 or 6 companies. They're going to check them out. But if when they land on your website, it pops up and gives them an opportunity to request some information, and you instantly call them back, you've set yourself apart from those other businesses. Now they're probably not going to go and have those other, keep searching, right? Because you've now had that opportunity to stand out from the crowd. And that's the key factor.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great point. You know, I know that, like for myself as well, right? That if I want an answer to something, I want it now, right? So I will.
Yeah, it's all about instant gratification in this day and age.
Well, you know what? There's only so many hours in the day, right? So we need, come on, I need to get it. I want to get it done now. I have more things I have to do. So to me, if I don't hear from the first person, I'm going to call the second person. And so whoever's picking up the phone, right, or who's ever messaging me instantly or whatever, then that person has the first chance of getting my business, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, fantastic. I didn't even know about that. We'll have to talk more about that later, Mitzy. But all kind of great things that you offer. So I just want to thank you again for coming today. It is so great to have you here. For people that don't know, Mitzy is an executive member for GTApreneurs. So she also helps out with our events and with our Facebook group. So it's a good time to come out to help promote your business, right? But also to meet Mitzy. But we have her information posted with this video. So she's welcome to have a complimentary video call with you or phone call with you to find out where your business is right now. You know, what have you been doing so far with your marketing plan? And, you know, what's the best path forward to help you, you know, maximize your success?
Absolutely. It would be my pleasure to have a conversation with somebody, do, you know, one of those strategy sessions. And, you know, and if you don't need to do something, we'll tell you that too, right? Like we'll give you different options, different price points. And sometimes when we look at somebody's stuff, we say, you know what you're doing right now is really working. You don't need to tweak anything. Sometimes we look at it and it's like, okay, you know what? You just need a tiny tweak. And sometimes it's like, okay, you know what? You need a complete overhaul and here's what we need to do. It ranges the gamut because everybody's different and they're at different stages within their business.
Excellent. Good. Well, look at you. Enjoy the rest of your day, Mitzy.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. And more about Mitzy, give her a shout.